Imagine waking up one morning and realizing you've lost the ability to lie. You open your mouth to tell a small, harmless fib, something as trivial as "Sorry, I didn't see your text yesterday. I was busy," but the words get stuck. Instead, the only thing that comes out is the raw and comfortable truth. "I ignored your text because I didn't want to reply." Now picture a world where every human being experiences the same thing. No one can lie ever again. What would happen to us? At first glance, this might sound like paradise. After all, lying is often associated with betrayal, corruption, or manipulation. But lying is not just a moral failing, it's a deeply human skill, woven into the fabric of our social lives. On average, adults tell 1 to 2 lies per day, and most of them are not grand deceptions. They're small, often harmless lies, what psychologists call white lies. You tell your friend their haircut looks good even if you don't like it. You praise a child's messy drawing as wonderful. These tiny distortions of reality act like social glue, helping relationships run smoothly. So, what happens when lying disappears altogether? The first casualty would be personal relationships. Without lies, every compliment, every excuse, every polite response vanishes. Conversations become brutally honest. At dinner with a friend, if the food tastes terrible, you have no choice but to say, "This meal is awful." If your partner asks, "Do you find that person attractive?" you must respond with the truth. In one sense, this would create a world of radical transparency, no more facades, no more masks. But in another sense, it would be disastrous. The social niceties that soften human interaction would collapse. Many relationships might shatter under the weight of constant, unfiltered honesty. Now, take this idea into politics and diplomacy. Imagine a United Nations summit where no world leader can dodge a question, cover up an agenda, or stretch the truth. Every intention would be exposed instantly. On the bright side, wars might be harder to justify since no government could lie about weapons, motives, or treaties. But at the same time, negotiations could grind to a halt. Much of diplomacy relies on ambiguity, on carefully chosen words that bend the truth just enough to allow compromise. Without that flexibility, cooperation could become more difficult, not less. The legal system would also be revolutionized. Right now, courts spend enormous energy trying to figure out who's lying. There are entire industries built around lie detectors, expert witnesses, and legal strategies designed to discredit false testimony. In a world without lies, all of that vanishes. Every witness and every suspect would be forced to speak the truth. Justice, in theory, becomes crystal clear, but there's a darker side: privacy. If you cannot withhold or bend the truth, then your inner life, your mistakes, your secrets, your shame would be laid bare whenever someone asks. Truth isn't always gentle. Sometimes it's merciless. From a psychological perspective, the loss of lying could be devastating. That's because lying to others isn't the only kind of lying we do. We also lie to ourselves. Self-deception is a powerful defense mechanism. When you fail, you might comfort yourself with, "I just wasn't lucky this time." Strictly speaking, that may not be true, but it helps you get back up and try again. Studies in psychology suggest that mild self-deception can boost resilience, motivation, and even happiness. If we were forced to confront the raw, unfiltered truth about ourselves in every situation that we weren't unlucky, we simply weren't good enough, the psychological cost could be crushing. Rates of anxiety and depression might skyrocket. Consider economics. Entire industries, marketing, advertising, sales are built on exaggeration, on bending the truth just enough to inspire desire. A toothpaste commercial claims superior whitening power, though the actual effect is modest at best. In a no-lie world, that same commercial would have to say, "Might make your teeth a little whiter," depending on the user. Would you buy it? Probably not. Consumer culture, as we know it, might collapse, forcing the economy to reinvent itself. Then there's art. Here's a question: is art a form of lying? When a novelist creates a fictional character, when a director builds a futuristic world, when a painter invents an impossible scene, aren't these all lies, in a way? They are stories that never happened, realities that don't exist. If lying disappears completely, what happens to creativity? We might still have art, but it would be shackled to pure realism. No more Harry Potter. No more Lord of the Rings. No more science fiction or fantasy. Only the harsh truth of reality, replicated over and over again. For many, that would mean losing an essential human escape. So would a world without lies be better or worse? The answer isn't simple. On the one hand, lies can cause immense harm, destroying trust, relationships, and even nations. On the other hand, lies also protect, comfort, and connect us. They allow us to cooperate, to preserve harmony, to dream beyond reality. Paradoxically, it is our ability to bend the truth that makes us human. So the next time you hear someone lie, remember, not every lie is meant to deceive maliciously. Sometimes, it's just one of the fragile threads holding together the intricate fabric of human society. Without it, we might not like the world we're forced to live in.